Tasha St. Patrick, you're under arrest for the murder of James St. Patrick.
Tariq, listen to me.
Go to school. Live your life.
After the jaw-dropping finale of Season 4, the anticipation for Power Book through Raising Kanan Season 5 is off the charts. The trailer finally dropped, and it's packed with explosive moments that promise a season full of twists, betrayals, and the rise of new power players. Breeze is finally here, and his arrival could change everything for Kanan and the Thomas family. But what does that mean for the drug empire? And what shocking secrets will be revealed that could shatter alliances forever? This trailer leaves us with more questions than answers, and I'm here to break it all down for you, piece by piece. Let's dive deep into what Raising Kanan Season 5 has in store, what the release date looks like, and why this could be the most intense season yet. Season 4 ended with tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. And now Season 5 picks up, with Kanan in a place he's never been before, on the edge of adulthood and a kingpin in the making. The trailer makes it clear that Kanan's transformation is at the heart of this season. We see flashes of a colder, more calculated Kanan, who's not just reacting to the chaos around him, but actively shaping his future. The arrival of Breeze is a game-changer. Known to Power fans as a ruthless but strategic player, Breeze's introduction promises new alliances and a darker path for Kanan. It's a dangerous mix of mentorship and rivalry, and you can feel the tension building every time they're on screen together. This season isn't just about surviving anymore, it's about power, revenge, and the brutal cost of ambition. One of the most chilling parts of the trailer hints at Kanan finally confronting the ghosts of his past, the unresolved mysteries around the deaths of Famous and Crystal hang over him like a storm cloud ready to burst. The trailer drops hints that Kanan's quest for revenge against Snaps and Pop will reach a boiling point, but it won't come without consequences. You can almost see Kanan wrestling with his own morality, trying to hold on to what's left of his humanity while the world around him drags him deeper into violence. The emotional weight in these scenes is powerful because it shows Kanan as more than just a drug lord in training. It shows him as a young man desperate for justice and peace, but trapped in a cycle of bloodshed. The showrunner, Sasha Penn, confirmed that Season 5 will be the last chapter of Raising Kanan's story, and he promises a season packed with action, heartbreak, and surprises. The early renewal gave the writers time to craft a story that ties up loose ends while opening new doors for characters we thought we knew. What's interesting is the possibility that Kanan's story might not end with this season. Rumors about the Power Origins series suggest that Kanan's journey could continue in unexpected ways, giving fans even more reasons to stay hooked. It's a clever way to expand the universe while giving Raising Kanan the epic send-off it deserves. Now, about the release date. While nothing official has been announced yet, the past seasons give us a good idea of what to expect. If the pattern holds, Raising Kanan Season 5 should drop sometime in mid to late 2026, but with production moving quickly, it might arrive sooner than we think. The excitement is real, and this trailer only fuels the fire. Expect more high-stakes drama, unexpected alliances, and emotional moments that will leave you breathless. Let me know what theories you have about the trailer and what you expect. From Season 5 in the comments below. This season is set to be a roller coaster, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. What truly stands out in Season 5 is how isolated Kanan has become, and how that isolation is pushing him to make brutal decisions. The trailer shows a Kanan who's no longer looking for guidance, but is now stepping into the role of a leader, even if it means walking alone. After the chaos of Season 4, especially with the devastating fallout between him and Rak, Kanan is no longer the hesitant kid we once knew. If Rak is dead, like many fans suspect, then this season marks the final break between who Kanan was and who he's about to become. The trailer doesn't confirm her fate outright, but the silence around her, the absence of her presence, speaks volumes. And if she is alive, then there's a whole new layer of tension. Either way, the damage is done. Kanan no longer trusts her, and that fractured relationship has created a void, one that Breeze is now stepping into. But Breeze isn't stepping in to play Big Brother. He's here to build an empire, and if Kanan gets in the way, he'll be crushed like anyone else. Their dynamic feels electric already. Two young men hungry for power, shadowed by betrayal and trauma, walking the same path but for very different reasons. This section of the story also teases a bigger, more organized threat rising on the streets. Snaps and Pop may have sparked the fire, but they aren't the only players in the game anymore. Word is spreading about the Thomas family's vulnerability, and vultures are circling. Kanan's crew is smaller, more volatile, and harder to control. With every step forward, he's making new enemies, some from the outside and some from within, his own circle. There's a scene in the trailer that flashes images of what looks like a betrayal, and it raises the terrifying question, who can Kanan trust now? The truth is, no one. And that's what makes this season so dangerous. He's not just fighting the streets, he's fighting the people closest to him. Jukebox, for example, seems torn between loyalty and survival. She's been by his side through thick and thin, but she's not blind to what Kanan is becoming. If she sees him crossing a line too far, will she stand with him or walk away for good? The emotional weight of all this is heavier than ever. Every choice Kanan makes in Season 5 feels final. This isn't just about building a drug empire anymore. It's about defining who he is and who he's willing to become. And it's clear from the trailer that his choices are going to hurt the people he once loved most. We also get a few subtle hints that Kanan might start questioning Breeze's intentions. There's this moment, quick but powerful, where Kanan looks at Breeze with doubt, almost fear. That right there tells us the season won't just be about rising together, but maybe even a betrayal between them down the line. Breeze might be guiding Kanan now, but we all know how power history ends, with Ghost killing Breeze. So how do we get there? This season might show us the beginning of that slow unraveling, a partnership born in power, but destined to explode. One of the most chilling parts of the trailer is the transformation of Kanan's mindset. He's no longer asking questions. He's giving orders, and that shift means blood is about to spill. In Season 5, we see the full impact of everything he's lost. His trust in Raka, the innocence he once had, and the belief that he could survive in this world without becoming a monster. That's all gone now. The trailer hints at Kanan building a reputation, one that's soaked in fear. People start to whisper his name the same way they once feared Rak. But the most haunting part is that Kanan doesn't seem proud of it. He's haunted, and that haunting becomes even deeper when he starts to realize the kind of legacy he's building. Breeze may be helping him rise, but he's also feeding Kanan's darker instincts, turning him into the very thing Rak tried, to stop him from becoming. But maybe it's too late. Maybe this is the only way Kanan survives now. Meanwhile, Marvin and Lulu seem to be on completely different paths. Lulu looks broken, and it's unclear whether he'll even return this season. The trailer keeps him in the shadows, which could mean he's either out of the game or plotting something big in silence. As for Marvin, his loyalty to the family is still there, but his role has shifted. He's now the quiet enforcer, watching, waiting, and when necessary, eliminating threats. But the family ties aren't what they used to be. There's tension, distrust, and every look they exchange tells you this foundation is about to crack again. And then there's Jukebox, still struggling with her identity, still dealing with pain that runs deeper than any street beef. Her story is heading somewhere. Dark, and you can feel it. There's a moment in the trailer where she's holding something, maybe a badge, maybe a weapon, and she looks torn, like she's at war with herself. Will she continue down the path of the streets, or will she break away before it's too late? And let's talk about the new players. The trailer teases a few fresh faces, and one of them looks like a serious threat. Someone with power, connections, and no patience for Kanan's rise. This character could be a rival dealer or even someone tied to the law, but one thing's clear, they know who Kanan is, and they want him gone. Fast. That means Season 5 won't just be about revenge, it'll be about survival. Kanan isn't just rising, he's being hunted. And if Breeze has secrets, like we suspect, this new threat might force them all into the light. That's where things could really spiral. If Breeze is using Kanan, manipulating him into doing his dirty work, we might see Kanan wake up too, late. We know how ruthless he becomes as an adult, but this season might show us the moment he truly snaps. When trust dies, when family fractures, and when betrayal cuts the deepest. That's when Kanan becomes the legend. But the price? It might be everything. There's a moment in the trailer, a blink and you miss it kind of moment, where we see Rak's photo placed beside a candle. It's subtle, but fans are already talking. Is she dead? Is it a memorial? Or is someone trying to make a statement, faking her death to send a message? The mystery around Rock's fate still lingers like smoke in the air, and honestly, it's driving us all insane, because if she is gone, then the entire structure of power in South Jamaica is about to shift. And fast. Rock was the one holding everything together, whether her family appreciated it or not. Without her, the streets become a free-for-all, everyone's scrambling for control, from rival crews to old enemies who've been waiting for the Thomas family to fall. But if she's alive and playing dead to outmaneuver her enemies, then we might see a version of Rock we've never seen before. One that's more calculated, more dangerous, and fueled purely by vengeance. Either way, her presence, or absence, is going to define the tone of Season 5. And while the streets are burning, something much bigger is brewing in the background. A war. Not just between gangs, but between ideologies. Breeze represents one side of that. Cold, efficient, smart. He doesn't scream or shout. He observes. And that makes him 10 times more terrifying. He sees potential in Kanan, but also sees a weapon, a tool. And the more Breeze whispers in Kanan's ear, the more Kanan starts to lose his grip on right and wrong. He's already gone through the trauma of losing friends, questioning his mother's love, and being manipulated by those closest to him. Now, with Breeze guiding him, he's walking deeper into the fire, and there's no one left to pull him back. Famous and Crystal are gone. Jukebox is slipping away. Marvin's loyalty is tested. Lulu is missing in action. And Kanan? He's becoming the king of a crumbling kingdom. Every victory costs him a piece of his soul. Every revenge kill takes him further from who he used to be. We also need to talk about the streets themselves. The rules are changing. In the earlier seasons, there was still a code, some kind of honor among hustlers. But now, it's open season. The younger generation is stepping in, reckless, hungry, and desperate. They don't care about respect or legacy. They want power now, and that makes them unpredictable. Kanan's old-school rise clashes hard with this new wave, and the trailer shows glimpses of it. Young shooters with no loyalty, no fear, and no understanding of the game's consequences. That tension is going to explode. It's not just a fight for the throne, it's a fight for the future of the game itself. And in the middle of it all is Kanan, trying to build something solid in a world that keeps shifting beneath his feet. But let's not forget the emotional weight behind all this. Season 5 isn't just about drugs, power, and violence. It's about loss. It's about the people who shaped Kanan, some by love, some by betrayal, and how their choices haunt him. You can see it in his eyes in the trailer. He's got the stare of a boy who's seen too much, who's lost too much. And even when he wins, it doesn't look like it feels good anymore. That emptiness, that's what makes him dangerous. That's what makes him unpredictable. And that's what makes this season so thrilling. We're not just watching a character evolve, we're witnessing a soul being rewritten. Season 5 is going to break him, rebuild him, and turn him into the man we know from Power. But how much pain will it take to get there? And who else will be destroyed in the process? By the end of this section of the trailer breakdown, one thing is absolutely clear. This season is not holding back. Every character is at a crossroads. Every storyline is heading toward a brutal climax. The Thomas family is fractured, the streets are out of control, and Kanan is staring into the abyss. Whether he falls or flies depends on how far he's willing to go. And judging by what we've seen so far, he's ready to go all the way. And now we reach the part that's got fans buzzing, the future. Not just of Kanan, but the entire Power universe. Because let's be honest, raising Kanan has become more than just a prequel. It's the emotional spine of the whole Power saga. And Season 5 is shaping up to be the most critical turning point yet. We're not just witnessing events. We're watching destiny unfold. Kanan isn't just reacting anymore. He's choosing. He's choosing violence. He's choosing ambition. And most chilling of all, he's choosing to silence the parts of himself that still feel. That's what makes this so tragic and so powerful. He's not born evil. He's being shaped by betrayal, by loss, by survival. That pain, that pressure, it's forging the ruthless version of Kanan we meet later in the Power timeline, the one who burns bridges, makes power moves, and trusts no one. But the real question is, how much of the boy we met in Season 1 is still left inside him? 1. Key clue comes from the trailer's focus on relationships, and not just romantic ones. We see Breeze and Kanan forming a bond, sure, but we also see Jukebox pulling away. There's a deep sadness in her eyes, like she knows what's coming. And maybe she's grieving the version of Kanan she used to know. Their relationship was once the heart of the series, cousins who shared everything. But now, they're moving in opposite directions. Kanan is heading toward chaos, and Jukebox is trying to find her own identity in the middle of all this madness. And honestly, this slow fracture between them might be the most heartbreaking arc of the entire show, because it's not loud or explosive. It's just two people being slowly torn apart by the world around them. And by the time they face each other again as adults in power, it all makes sense. You can see where the cracks started. And then there's Lulu. We haven't seen much of him, but let's not forget how much unfinished business he has. He walked away, or at least tried to, but the game never really lets you go. Season 5 might be the moment he either redeems himself or disappears for good. Fans are speculating that he might come back in a big way, especially if Rock is really gone. Lulu stepping up to protect the family, even after all the pain, would be a full circle moment. Or maybe he returns too late and finds the Thomas Empire in ruins. Either way, his return or his absence will have major consequences. For Kanan's next move, the trailer also hints at something even more unexpected. The government is watching. It's subtle, but there are flashes of files, a few agents in the background, and a few lines of dialogue that suggest Kanan and Breeze might already be on someone's radar. The streets may be messy, but the feds are always 3 steps ahead, waiting to catch the big fish. And if Season 5 shows us Kanan's rise, it might also show us the moment he first gets noticed. That changes everything, because once law enforcement is involved, the game gets deadly in a whole new way. Secrets don't stay buried, old crimes resurface, and betrayal becomes inevitable. Breeze and Kanan may be kings of the streets, but that throne comes with a target. And finally, we need to talk about what happens after Season 5. Because yes, Sasha Penn said this is the final season of Raising Kanan, but the story doesn't end here, with Power Origins. On the horizon, there's a strong chance we'll see Kanan again, just through a different lens. Imagine a world where young Tommy, Ghost, and Kanan all collide, and we get to see how those relationships really began. Not just the violence, but the loyalty, the betrayal, and the business. Origins might be the continuation we never knew we needed. And honestly, that makes Season 5 even more important, because it's setting the stage. It's laying the foundation for a larger saga. And if they get this right, if they stick the landing, this could go down as one of the greatest chapters in the entire Power universe. So yes, Season 5 is about Kanan's transformation, but it's also about the end of innocence, the end of loyalty, the end of family, and in its place, power, paranoia, and pain. Every character is heading into the storm, and not all of them are coming out alive. Whether it's the final gunshot, the final betrayal, or the final goodbye, we're not just watching a show. We're watching a legacy being built from blood. Let me know in the comments what your theories are, who you think survives, and if you believe Breeze is truly the key to everything. One thing's for sure, Raising Kanan Season 5 is going to change everything.